Welcome to this explainer. Look, I'm thrilled you're here today because we're going to completely flip the script on how you approach hospital partnerships. Seriously. If you've been walking into hospitals, just pitching your agency by rattling off a list of your services, you've probably hit a massive brick wall. Well, today, we're breaking down a complete paradigm shift based on our source materials. We are getting away from that exhausting cycle of just selling services and stepping into the incredibly powerful position of solving critical problems. So get ready, because this mindshift strategy, it's going to change absolutely everything about how you walk through those hospital doors.
Now, think about this for a second. Why on earth do some agencies win all the hospital referrals while others just get totally, completely ignored? I mean, you've probably seen it happen firsthand, right? Two agencies, both have great staff, really solid credentials, pretty much the exact same offerings. They walk into the very same facility. One walks out with a steady, reliable stream of patient referrals, and the other, they walk out with nothing but a polite nod and their expensive brochures tossed straight in the recycling bin. Ouch. So what's the invisible differentiator here? Well, it's definitely not about having glossier marketing materials or a slicker sales pitch. The answer actually lies in fundamentally challenging your current understanding of what a hospital partnership genuinely is.
So the crucial point is this incredible coaching insight right here. Hospitals refer to agencies that reduce their workload and risk. I really want you to treat this as the empathetic anchor for our entire strategy today. Seriously, if you remember absolutely nothing else from this explainer, remember those two words, workload and risk. Every single decision a hospital makes when they're transitioning a patient out of their care revolves around minimizing the burden on their staff and, of course, protecting the patient and the facility itself from adverse outcomes. If your pitch doesn't clearly, undeniably demonstrate how you accomplish both of those things, you're just not speaking their language.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Inside the hospital's mind, shifting from sales to relief. To actually win those referrals, we've got to do a bit of a perspective flipping exercise. You literally can't think like an agency owner right now. You've got to think like hospital staff. Just imagine the daily reality of a hospital discharge planner. They are discharging patients at a massive, massive volume in a crazy high-stress, fast-paced environment. I mean, their phones are ringing off the hook, beds are urgently needed, and physicians are constantly demanding updates. Their primary burning need is finding reliable agencies that they can absolutely trust to ensure safe transitions back home for these patients. The pressure they're under is just intense. So when you walk in, they do not want to be sold to. They're desperately looking for a lifeline. They want someone who can step in, take a complicated discharge off their very chaotic, overloaded plate, and just execute it flawlessly.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how these 5 specific priorities act as the ultimate shield against hospital risk. Let's break them down. Patient safety, that's always number 1, hands down. A safe transition means the patient actually heals properly. Fast response time is super critical because a delayed discharge literally backs up the entire hospital system. Documentation, well, that covers their legal and compliance bases, which is huge. Reliability means when you say you'll be there, you are actually there. No excuses. And communication ensures they're never, ever left guessing about a patient's status. When you weave all 5 of these elements together, you're not just offering a service anymore. You are offering an ironclad shield that protects the discharge planner's license, the hospital's hard-earned reputation, and most importantly, the patient's well-being. All right, let's move right along to Section 2, executing the perfect pitch, your tactical playbook. Let's see how this builds, because it's time to translate all that empathy into action with a highly effective chronological sequence. Step 1, when you walk in, ask specifically for the discharge planner or the case management department. Don't waste your time talking to the wrong people. Step 2, keep your agency introduction brief. Remember, they are insanely busy. Now, step 3 is the absolute climax of a successful pitch. This is where you explain exactly how you help prevent readmissions. Listen, a readmission is a massive failure, and it carries a hefty financial penalty for a hospital, so showing them how you prevent this, that is absolute music to their ears. Step 4, leave your professional materials behind as a physical reminder. And finally, step 5, follow up within 48 hours. Consistency and follow-through prove that exact reliability we were just talking about. Which brings us to Section 3, red flags to avoid. What kills the deal? Okay, we need to set up some serious guardrails right now, because knowing what to do is only half the battle, right? And this brilliantly illustrates the sharp difference between a trusted partner and, well, an amateur. The trusted partner solves problems, shows up fully prepared, and keeps things refreshingly brief. The amateur, on the other hand, commits some really explicit deal-killing mistakes. They ramble on to a case manager who literally has zero time. They oversell their capabilities, which instantly destroys trust. They show up unprepared.
And honestly, worst of all, they talk about price first. Leading with price immediately signals that you care way more about your bottom line than patient safety or the hospital's operational flow. Bottom line, never be the amateur. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to ask yourself one final, absolutely critical question before your very next hospital visit. Are you reducing their workload, or are you just adding to the noise? Think deeply about that for a second. If your pitch is nothing but a laundry list of services and prices, you're just more noise in an already deafening environment. But if you walk in prepared to lower their risk, ensure patient safety, and prevent those dreaded readmissions, you become the indispensable partner they didn't even know they needed. Take this mind shift strategy, apply it to your next meeting, and just watch what happens. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.